have won the toss, and Nacho has said, we will go first. So Al-Qadi Asir are going to step up into the spotlight.
I like the confidence from the captain, but I highly doubt it's him that's taken the first one. He's put his confidence in his teammates, I suspect. If he stands up there and takes it, then fair play.
And in our sneak peek of listening to Matthias Jaissler, the Al-Ahli head coach, you may have heard him say, Super Cup mentality, guys, because it was a penalty shootout on August the 23rd, 2025. So really not long ago, Al-Ahli beat Al Nassr. Al-Ahli will remember it well. The man sitting next to me in the commentary box tonight will remember it well.
I was there, I was inside the stadium, and it was a late goal from Al-Ahli that took them to the penalties against Al Nassr. And they're the ones that kept the cool and won the shootout in the end. They have experience, but that was a game that didn't go to extra time. The final of the Super Cup went straight to penalties. These players have got the extra fatigue. Another 30-take, I think, put the pressure onto him.
So Retegui, who has scored one penalty already in this game at this end of the stadium, when he dinked it down the middle, and Mendy went to his right. And now these two face off again. Matteo Retegui up first for Al-Qadi Asir in this quarter-final shootout. And that is about as good as you can get. What a penalty from Retegui.
What pressure. What an incredible penalty to start this shootout. Nacho said, well, I said he had faith in his teammates and confidence. Unsavable. With that pace and power and height away from the goalkeeper, you do not save those. What a great way to start a shootout.
And I think even Ivan Toney, the great penalty master, a little tap on Retegui's head to say, yeah, well done, I respect that. So we've seen Retegui against Mendy once already tonight, and now we're going to see Toney and Castells again. And Ivan Toney with a penalty already tonight too. Can he repeat the feat? The answer is yes, and it is as smooth as it was in the first half of this game.
Opposite corner, same result. Goalkeeper goes the right way again. Guesses the right way. Ivan Toney's got such pace with that instep. It's hard and low into the corner. Off to a great start.
Well, that's the true specialist out of the way. And here come the rest of the supporting cast. Abdullah Al-Salem next to go for Al-Qadi Asir. What will give him confidence is the fact he beat Edouard Mendy a week ago with his first touch of the game when these two met in the Saudi Pro League. Steely focus from Al-Salem. And perfection is not maintained. Al-Salem tried to do what Retegui did, but he's hit the bar.
And the stadium erupts in delight, the home supporters. The first glimpse of the final whistle in their favour. It's a great strike, it's a powerful hit. Leans back ever so slightly, Edouard Mendy gone the wrong way. Whip to the crossbar. Agony for the away supporters.
So a blemish in this shootout for Al-Qadi Asir. And Al-Ahli with the opportunity through Riyad Mahrez to lead for the first time in the shootout, and indeed for the first time on the whole night. Mahrez scores, but only just. Castells desperately unlucky.
That's what I talk about, going with pace and power and sticking with what you know. Riyad Mahrez has got a quality left foot. He knows that if he hits it hard and going away from the goalkeeper, it's always going away from the goalkeeper. Doesn't find the corner, but the fact he gets two hands on it, he'll be disappointed, the goalkeeper. But the pace and direction of travel is against the goalkeeper. And he gets away with one, Riyad Mahrez.
And they're the fine margins, aren't they? Al Salam off the bar and out, Mahrez off the post and in. Julian Wiegel, the German, next to go for Al-Qadi Asir. And now there is pressure. Pressure that he doesn't feel, though. Straight down the middle, doing Mendy again.
Good strike from the German. The run-up sends Edouard Mendy the wrong way, head down. Knows exactly what he's doing, and in a similar way to Retegui. Takes the pace off it, puts it down the middle. Takes a brave keeper to stand still.
2-2. The initiative still with Al Ahly after that miss from Al Salem. And another goal scorer on the night, on the next penalty in Franck Kessié. Talked about how many goals he's scored already against Al-Qadi Asir this season. 2 in the Super Cup, 1 in the Saudi Pro League, 1 tonight in the King's Cup. Feels like it's got an air of inevitability about it. Kessié continues his records. He just keeps on beating Castells.
Nothing bothers him, Kessie. You see the way that he plays the game. He's a central midfielder who knows his way to goal. Coolest man on the pitch, look. Looking at the goalkeeper the whole way. Sends him the wrong way. And that poor microphone behind the goal gets a whack again.
They're edging a bit closer, aren't they, with every spot kick, Al Ahly, to a semi-final. Al Jawir. Next to go for Al-Qadi Asir, the 22-year-old. Young Player of the Year in the Saudi Pro League last season. With a wise head needed in a moment like this. And it's a long run-up. But a decisive ending. That's another excellent Al-Qadi Asir penalty.
Didn't like that from minute 1, as soon as he started his run-up. I was concerned. Goalkeepers always like it when they do a long run-up, stuttery run-up, take the time. Fantastic distribution, really good finish. Mendy went the right way.
So he can trot back, having given his team still some hope. But Al Ahly at the moment, perfect, 3 from 3, as they were in that Super Cup final when they scored all 5 in August against Al Nassr. Salah Abu Al-Shamat next, with his twin watching on in the Al-Qadi Asir ranks. Abu Al-Shamat blasts it in. And Al Ahly are one spot kick away from the semi-final.
There's the example. Stick to your best penalty. Don't change. Strike hard and through the ball. Goalkeeper's got no chance. Excellent penalty in a very pressured situation.
So it has to be for Nacho. And it has to be for Al-Qadi Asir. If he misses, Al Ahly go to the semi-final. If he scores, Al Ahly have to convert to make it. He has been there and then some, Nacho. He knows what it takes. But this is where it matters. And Nacho does score. Beats Mendy for power, and we are going right to the end.
Never flustered. Knew exactly what he was doing. Knew exactly where he was going. Mendy again chooses right. Goalkeeper dives underneath it. Enough height on the ball from Nacho. His team is still in with a chance, but this could be it.
9 penalties, 8 scored, 1 missed, Abdullah Al Salem. And here comes Firaz Al Baraykan, who was one of the successful scorers in that Super Cup final against Al Nassr. but he didn't take the crucial one, and he does tonight. Jeddah holds its breath. Al-Baraiken sending Al Ahli to a King's Cup semi-final. And they complete the most remarkable recovery from 3-1 down to 3-3 in normal time. And on penalties, they progress against last year's finalists, Al Qadiyasiyah.
Well, we've been treated to a wonderful spectacle this evening. The kiss of the ball, the strike of the ball, the final word from Al-Baraiken in what was a wonderful quarter-final. Another superb example of football in this wonderful nation. Matias Jaisler and the home support, they get what they came to see eventually, but they made hard work of it. Going 3-1 down, but you never write this Al Ahly side off. The resilience, the stubbornness, the desire not to be beaten this season, and the will to find a way to win. It's a good place to be. Jeddah in green at the moment. They're a very, very strong side, unbeaten in the league, and they progress towards another piece of silverware at the expense of Al Qadiyasiyah,
who are beaten by Al Ahly for the 3rd time this season. And this is the most bitter of the lot, having relinquished a 2-goal lead. So we now know that Al Khaloud and Al Ahly, the first 2 of the 4 that will be in the King's Cup semi-final, and Al Ahly have gone right to the end to make sure that their place is assured. 3-3 after 120 minutes, successful on penalties by 5 spot kicks to 4, and Jeddah celebrating yet another giant night.